Hello and welcome to the Ultimaker 3 training. Part 1 is where we make a 3D model and export it as an STL. Open up a web browser and go to tinkercad.com. Click sign up, create a personal account, and sign up with your email address. It's totally free except that Autodesk will stalk you for the rest of your life. Excellent. Go ahead and create a new 3D design. Click on this little icon that says text. And come on over onto your work plane and place your text somewhere. Then edit your text so that it is just a single character. I picked the letter D for Daniel. That's it for our very brief journey into 3D modeling. Click Export and choose STL as the format, which stands for either stereolithography or standard triangle language or standard tessellation language. Nobody can seem to agree on what STL means. It's simply the format that all 3D printers love to say hello to, and it'll end up in your downloads folder. Now that you have a 3D model and you've exported it as an STL, open up Cura, Ultimaker Cura. It's how we turn our 3D model into the G-code that the 3D printer can understand. And if you want to set up your own laptop so that you've got Ultimaker Cura installed on there, great. Just figure out how to get an Ultimaker 3 printer tied into Ultimaker Cura. And if you don't want to figure that out, just use the computers that are sitting right there by the 3D printers. Okay, File, Open. Find your STL file and load it on into Ultimaker Cura. You'll see it sitting there on the virtual printer bed, and you're going to want to size it. So left click on it to select it, and click on the Scale button to size it such that the largest dimension of your letter, in my case it's the Y dimension, the largest dimension should be 10 millimeters. And you'll notice that when I set my Y to 10, my X and Z shift accordingly. This is called uniform scaling. It means that scaling one dimension will scale the others such that my D doesn't get squished or stretched, it just gets smaller. Okay, now I'm right-clicking and dragging to orbit the view and look at my tiny little D. And then I'm clicking on this Slice button. Slice does exactly that. It slices my three-dimensional model into tiny little layers, and I can see those layers by clicking on the Preview button. Roll your mouse wheel to zoom in nice and close to your model. Middle-click and drag to center your model, and right-click and drag to orbit your view to get a good point of view. Then go ahead and click on this slider over on the right. These are your layers, the result of your model getting sliced. Drag it down to go back in time to the very first layer, and then drag upward to watch your model get built by the 3D printer. Fun, but let's do it for real. Go ahead and plug in a USB key and click Save to Disk and save your sliced 3D model as G-code onto your USB key. Once your G-code is saved onto that drive, eject the drive, pop it out, and get ready for part 2, working with the 3D printer itself.